Blame Truth here, the Godfather himself, bringing you another video. As you could probably tell from the title, I'm just going to get right on into it. Not really going to beat around the bush. I'll get to the fluff and stuff after, but TimTheTatMan has requested his removal from Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, DMZ, etc. He says in a tweet here, Nick Merckx has been my friend for years. We went in getting our CUD operators together. It feels wrong for me to have mine and him no longer have his. In support of my friend, please remove the TimTheTatMan bundle at Call of Duty. Now, it remains to be seen if they actually will. I imagine there's some contract issues here. But also, Tim's basically asking them to take money out of their own pockets, essentially. And I don't know if they'll actually do it. They may not do it. So, while this is a respectful move, I think, on his part, I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they're going to honor his request. Activision, you know, in yesterday's video covering the Nick Merckx situation, I maintained a fairly neutral point of view. I do not get political here because, guys, you experience that enough in real life. I think you're battered over the head with it anywhere you go, and I think labels just aim to divide people. I maintained a very neutral stance. People still tried to lump me into one category or the other because that's why you don't even bother with this shit. Like, Papa BT has tried not to steer you wrong through the years. I'm telling you right now, just do not engage. You can't lump people in like two different categories, you know, right or left, and then we're more complex than that. You can't just do that. Just disengage, man. And if people come at you for not having an opinion, tell them to fuck off. Like, either side, tell them to fuck off. But yeah, thank you for the overall positive response for yesterday's video. I appreciate it. Talking about topics like that can be a little scary, even when you take a neutral stance. But I appreciate it, I really do. The main point of that video, if you did miss it, was not to pick a side or not to like even go really in depth into it. It was just to show how scummy Activision is and how they are not consistent with their ideologies and how they feel. They are only consistent with getting money. And I showed their advert from 2009 in that video where they are the complete opposite of how they are today. And you could say like, oh, they've progressed and they're progressive now. And you might be on their side even. You might say it's the right move to remove Nick Merckx, you know, from the game or whatnot and talk about it on Twitter. I say it's the wrong move because look at all the shit it stirred up. You know what I mean? Like, this could have been avoided if they just ignored it. Like, they ignore everything else. Like, they ignore every, I don't know, bit of criticism we give them. Every bit of advice we give them. They ignore it. Tell me when I'm telling lies. You know what I mean? I was also critical of this move from Nick Merckx and TimTheTatMan before this controversy even happened. And I said, why are you guys signing on to work with this publisher who just a year and a half ago got sued because someone ended up taking their own life due to sexual harassment in the workplace? It's a real thing. I'm not going to shut up about it. Look it up. That should have been the moment where most creators should have been like, okay, I probably shouldn't work with these guys, personally, you know? Not only that, but that should have probably been the moment where people were making the real stink. Like, this, I get it, you know, this is gonna divide people, and this is why politics are so stupid, because you can't just lump people's ideas into two categories. It doesn't work that way. We're way more complex than that, you know? But I wish people raised more of a stink about the sexual harassment allegations. These women are probably scarred for life working at this shit show, Activision, and I don't know, man. Me personally, I would not work with the company, and I'm at a point, and you guys might call bullshit on that, and you might say like, oh, you'd work with them for enough money. Like, guys, I make pretty good money here doing this independently, and truth be told, money's not everything. Like, I find that as I get older, I just buy less and less because money doesn't fucking matter. Like, I got everything I want pretty much, you know. I'm set. I'm good. I don't really need a Ferrari, you know. I just don't. I don't need a gigantic house and like a French maid or whatever. I just don't really need that, man. I got my dog. I got my car, my house paid for. Fine. I'm good. So no, I probably wouldn't. I mean, nah, probably wouldn't. I might take most of the money and give it to charity or something, but if I did decide to work with them, maybe some kind of like, I don't know, sexual harassment charity or something. That's just me. The point of all this, though, is that hopefully this is a lesson learned for both of these guys and for every other content creator out there. Don't work with Activision. They're full of shit, man. They're fucking snakes. And this should be a wake-up call to this particular point right here. Pay attention, please. This should be a wake-up call to the actual LGBT community that they don't give a fuck about you. Because look at this. I said it in yesterday's video. I said, hey, they don't care. They're just trying to make a sale. They're just pandering. But look at this. This person tweeted this, and I mean, are you surprised? They said, Call of Duty, before canceling Nick Merckx for being anti-LGBTQ, censored the pride flag in the Middle East version of the game. Imagine that. Yeah. Tell me when I'm telling lies. They don't give a shit. If they actually gave a shit, they probably wouldn't release the game in the Middle East in the first place. If they really gave a shit, they would have used the profits from the Nick Merckx bundle to donate to some LGBT charities, you know? But they didn't. And they got all the money in the world to do that. They do not care. They are trying to appear like the good guy, to cover up all of their controversies, all the people they have, you know, shit canned recently. There was a guy, Nero covered it in one of his videos, but there was a guy that wrote out some stuff for World of Warcraft, like some dialogue, and somebody in the upper echelon of the company took it personally and then canned the guy. Like, canned the guy so he couldn't get benefits. I can't remember the exact details, but you should go watch Nero's video on it. The point of all this, and the point I'm trying to make here, is that instead of like being divided and going at each other's throats, can we all just kind of stand in solidarity and say, Activision, you're scumbags, you're facetious, you're liars. I bet there were a lot of LGBTQ people working on SM2. I would say there were at least a few working on SM2. And they canceled their hard work without a fucking thought, you know? Because it hurts their bottom line. They do not care. Repeat after me. They do not care. And they lie. They lie constantly. Remember when they said Modern Warfare 2 is the most advanced Call of Duty of all time? Remember that? And then it launched with the least amount of features we've ever seen in Call of Duty? Not making that up. Remember when they touted that Vanguard would have 16 multiplayer maps at launch? They touted this, right? And they said it was this big deal, 16 multiplayer maps. And then after a few months, I'm not kidding, this is real, after a few months, I'd say like half of the maps were just removed from rotation. They're in the game. You can play them in private match, but you can't fucking play them in multiplayer. What is that? That's a lie. That's a sales tactic. You know, that's bait and switch is what that is. Don't trust these guys. Like, come on, man. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Again, hopefully it's a lesson learned for TimTheTatMan and Nick Merckx. These guys are more successful than me. They're bigger content creators than me. I don't have any ill will towards them, but I did lose a little respect for them when they signed on in the first place. Again, some people have to learn the hard way, and you know, I seriously hope we don't see any other players crossing over and siding with Call of Duty right now, because it's not worth it. It's not worth the headache, man. You're gonna get either trolled by like one side of the community, or Activision's gonna see that you like opened the fridge door at 2:30 a.m. and farted in a weird way, and it kind of sounded like something relating to World War II, so they're gonna can you. You know, they're gonna, sorry, your contract's removed. This iPhone picked up your flatulence in the middle of the night, and it sounded a lot like a certain someone with a mustache, funny mustache. You know, I don't know. I'm just shit talking right now and spitballing, but guys, that's just gonna do it. I'm gonna make this a shorter video and end it here, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Rate, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and let me know your thoughts on this, man. Keep it civil, please. Keep it civil, please. And a bit of advice: just don't be at each other's throats. Don't be, you know, extremists on either side. Try to stay more in the middle. You'll be a lot happier. You'll understand the other side a lot more, the extremists a lot more, and you'll understand that both sides, once you go so far left or right, fucking insane. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.
Do some parting advice?